you, folks. And I love it this time of year with all the beautiful flowers. Anyone know what kind of mustard flowers? Oh.
Mustard.
What? Anyone know what kind of mustard flowers those flowers are? Yellow mustard. And you can even eat them. They taste really strong. It does definitely have a mustard taste to it. This is where we'll be getting out in a little bit. There were snakes here about 5-10 minutes ago, so we'll wait a little while to open. This is not it. This is just where there's spiders and cobwebs and rain that comes through. Yeah, never used in the show, folks. Never used in the show. So if you took that picture, I'll give you a minute to do it. So early on, Isaiah, Grace, John, and Alicia, and Paul Edwards lived in this house. In seasons 4 through 6, it was home to the Garveys, Jonathan, Alice, and their son, Andy. After that, many others lived there, notably in season 9, Ruthie Wheelan in the episode The Last There it is. The Garvey Edwards house. Karen, were you not paying attention? Okay. You might also recognize the Garvey. Now remember, right side of the bus, you're going to see it again when we come back around. You might also recognize the Garvey Edwards house from another Michael Landon series. Anyone know which series? Go ahead, ma'am. You can answer. No, close. No, try again. Not Mother, but Father what? Father Murphy, right. The He was the creator, producer, I think. Oh wait, are we coming to a tree? No, not yet. I was getting excited about a certain tree. Well, I get excited about these things. Is anyone falling asleep yet? Okay, just checking. Okay, they're fast. This is a little road runner. Did you all get a picture of it? Oh, that was fun. And in just a moment, we'll be approaching another important building for Little House fans. We will stop. We are not heading out, but we will stop to take pictures. The left side of the bus will take pictures. The right side of the bus will sit patiently, and pretty soon they'll be over there. Okay? So coming up to our left, pausing right here, is the Blind School. It's a perfect example of movie magic that we talked about. Before it was what you see here, it was home to many families. It was the haunted house. It was in the widow Thurman's house, and even the hideout for Jesse James. You knew that, sir, didn't you? I could tell by how hard you were nodding with that. Very good. And then in season 5, it became the Blind House. Okay, stop for 1 second so we can get a good picture. Left side of the bus, get those cameras out.
What's interesting is that the land looks so much bigger on TV than it actually is.
I didn't hear you.
It's funny because, not funny, it's interesting because the land itself, where the building sat, on TV, you think it's huge, but it's really small.
So if you didn't hear her, she said it's interesting because on TV, the land it's on looks huge. So I guess it's all relative. This looks pretty huge to me.
And there were road cutouts.
So also on the left, the sign blew down, but Kathy knows where it is. Yeah. Can you stop for 1 second so Kathy can jump out? Hang on, don't look yet. The sign's going back up. A little mechanical error. Between the two large trees where Kathy's putting the sign was the pond where Nellie and Laura had their famous mud fights. Oh my God, look at that cute sign. She's trying to rush. She shouldn't rush. Did anyone not see that episode? Everybody saw the mud episode? Yeah, that was a classic. That was definitely a mess. Oh my God, that is so cute. So our driver's gonna drive really slow so everyone on the left side can see. You can relive the moment all over again because the girls are covered in mud and it's just as if they were there. That's adorable. I'm so glad you did that. So that's where the pond was, but it really wasn't because, was it real? Movie magic. Thank you. Good job.
You'll see it on the way back.
Okay, I think we are good. Who's ready to visit Walnut Grove? Okay, that was on the earlier tours. I'm sorry, we're skipping that part. Just kidding. Just kidding. So right now we are taking the original route into town. We'll cross where the bridge ran over the river, but obviously there's no river. I mean, there's no bridge because there's no river since the show ended. Just before we reach their initials were really carved in the tree. And look at, and there's a sign down there. See the initials on the sign when you go by. But we can't actually see the initials in the tree because there's a big bush that grew in front of it. And we can't touch it. Okay, we are approaching the town of Walnut Grove. On the show, Walnut Grove was founded by Lars Hansen in 1840, blown up by the townspeople 4 decades later, and now we're partially recreating it to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Little House on the Prairie. So, I better turn my page really fast. So, keep your cameras ready. So right here on the left is the post office, blacksmith, and Dr. Baker's. On the right, remember when Laura gave Nellie a wheelchair trip to remember? Right there, folks. There it is. There it is. That was also a classic episode, wasn't it? So also on the right, Hansen's Lumber Mill. Nearly everybody worked there at one point or another, didn't they? Or so it seemed. And who could forget? Oh, we're not there yet. Look at the sign founded by Lars Hansen right there on your left. Who could forget the Mercantile? It was the only place in town to shop while a woman stood on the porch yelling, "Marys!" Right? And of course, the church and the school. So can you pause just for a second? Looking out the side here, I think this is where it is in my script about the rope. So, oh, coming back. Never mind. I'll tell that story in a minute. So sorry, sir. I know they'll have to cut my pay, I'm sure. Okay, now we have the church. I said the church and the school. Keep a camera handy. We'll do that one on the way back, yeah. Next up is Nellie's Restaurant and Hotel, where in season 6 of the show, Nellie received the restaurant and hotel as a graduation gift from her mother. If you recall, it was probably the least wanted graduation gift ever. But the restaurant brought Nellie and Percival together, so I think it all works out. Who can tell me who did not buy an apron today? Who remembers the famous line Nellie said? So who's gonna do the cooking? Everybody together. So who's gonna do the cooking? Right. Okay, we missed the feed and seed. Oh, it's on the right, the feed and seed. I'm backwards. It was there for the entire season, but the owner, Liam O'Neill, was only seen in one episode. And on the left is the bank. And what's interesting about the bank is that it was Walnut Grove's only brick building. And you're seeing it. all 4 inches thick of it. Okay, so those of you that have been very patient and missing your pictures and being extraordinarily well behaved, I must say, it's a lot easier than children on a field trip. Trust me. We're going to turn around so we can go back the other direction. While we do that, I have a fun fact for you. In the episode Little Girl Lost, when Carrie falls down an old mine, remember that one? So it was Rachel Greenbush who fell down the mine shaft. But in the filming, it was actually Sydney Greenbush as Carrie who was rescued. So as near as we can tell, Rachel's still down there somewhere. However, I have to disagree with my script because I did see her in March and she was alive and well. Old script.
Do these trees survive the fire? Did the trees survive the fire?
Pardon me?
Did the trees survive the fire?
Some did, some did not.
What about the big one by the blue house?
I think that one's still there. Or Kathy thinks that
That
one's
is
still
that
there.
tree.
So you might be wondering where the interiors were shot. And we'll cover a lot of that soon. But one fun fact is when they were on the old MGM studio lot, they worked on the same soundstage where Wizard of Oz was filmed. Allison Amgren and Melissa Gilbert actually played on a small bit of the yellow brick road that was still there. Okay, we are coming up on... Okay, so for everyone on the right, we have the bank. It was also the Pen and Plow, which featured the column Harriet's Happenings, giving one of the best pranks. Oh, one of the best pranks, I'm sorry, that Albert and Laura ever pulled off. Remember? Everything at Olson's at 100% off. Amazing. And the feed and seed on the left side, remember when there was a plague that was caused? And so in the words of Dr. Baker, burn this place to the ground, right? And are we back at Nellie's yet? Not yet. So I just talked about Wizard of Oz a second ago. Oh! We're at Nellie's now? Okay, I'll hold that story for a minute. Here we are back at Nellie's. Anyone hungry? Want some cinnamon chicken? Spicy. Okay, now's the story that I tried to tell earlier. So it happens when you get off script, but I want to make sure you guys hear everything because it's so many fun little facts. So did you know when the church got its bell that the road hung to the left? But in the next season, it was moved to the right of the door. No idea why. Now, if you look, well, maybe when we get a little bit further, but I thought when I was further that that was a real rope hanging down. But the artwork is so amazing. It looks three-dimensional, like it really is a rope. So the Olsons lived upstairs at the Mercantile. But we only saw Willie's room once in the entire series. Did you know that? Ma'am? Did you know that? What do you think they were hiding? Okay, coming up on the left is Hanson's Mill. Hanson's Mill had a table saw run by a water wheel. It defied physics, but somehow it worked. Another example, slow down. Another example of movie magic. Maybe. It's also said that Mr. Edwards may have had a little bottle of something hidden down somewhere. Well, we won't say what the something was, but something of some of you might know what that something was. On the right is the post office, where both Grace Edwards and Alice Garvey worked, and they just happened to live in the same house at different times. Coincidence? Maybe. And back on the left are Nellie's Hill, and the Sweetheart Tree. So, back to the Wizard of Oz, wherever that was. Okay, so remember I said the girls walked on the yellow brick road when they were filming because some of that was still up? Well, hold on to that thought because there's something else there. Oh, there it is. Yep. And then Ray Boulder, who played the Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz. He was actually a guest star on 2 episodes of Little House on the Prairie. Season 5 in the role of Toby Noah. Something like that. Thank you, no, correct. In There's No Place Like Home Part 1, and also in Dance With Me. Pretty cool, huh? We had all kinds of people visit.
Thanks for
Little House.
watching.